Okay, here with former world champion, Australian boxing legend, and all-round good bloke, Jeff Horn. Jeff, a good fight and an important win for Tim Tszyu yesterday, mate. Did you see the fight? What did you think of the fight, and how important was it for Tim Tszyu's career?
Yeah, it was a big fight for Australian boxing, which was great to see. Another big name come here, like Errol Spence, and Tim looked after him very well. I feel like in there, he did fine. I don't feel like there was any too much worrying signs in there, and Tim did a good job.
What did you make of the Errol Spence that turned up there, Jeff?
Look, obviously he's probably past his best, that's for sure, but it was that's really hard to say because we're seeing him in there against a Tim Tszyu that's probably hasn't been at the top of his game of recent times, but he still looked good and was still able to take care of Spence pretty comfortably, I felt like, in there.
What you've been in those moments yourself, particularly that Pacquiao fight with a big name opponent. What sort of nerves go through a fighter's head? Do you think Tim Tszyu was nervous in those early rounds? A few people have been saying today he was sort of struggling to pull the trigger there early. Did you see any nerves early?
I guess it is a big fight, a big occasion, and you don't want that to get to your head and because you don't want to think too much about who's in front of you. The same as I didn't think about it too much when I had Manny Pacquiao in front of me. Yes, you've got to be cautious of what they can kind of do and what they've done in the past, but at the same time, you've got to live in the moment. And Tim's moment was he was doing well.
I guess how proud are you, or what observations did you make of how Tim dealt with that pressure? I mean, there was so much pressure on the kid yesterday, and he came through, and I guess talk about the doors that could open up for Tim Tszyu once more.
Look, when you verse someone like Errol Spence and you beat them, definitely doors are going to open and people are going to notice, especially US doors. So there's where a lot of big fights happen, and I'm sure there was a lot of eyes on that fight last night or yesterday, and people are going to want to see more of what Tim Tszyu can actually do.
Where would you like to see him go? And what, before we get there, what did you make of Tim Tszyu at 160? I think that's a better weight for him.
Look, it was fine. Like, I feel like he can do either weights, but yeah, he looked strong. He looked good. Yeah, didn't have too much. There's not too much in it, right? But yeah, like, it's definitely a good weight. It was good. It was a good weight for him.
Yeah, you had that move to 160 yourself, that infamous move there in the first Zarafa fight. Can you talk to us a bit about the I guess the time it takes to get your body right to those weights? Like, it can't happen overnight. Do you think he might need a bit more time for that physique?
Look, it's hard to say because I feel like Errol Spence was a welterweight, right? So he's basically jumping up weight divisions as well. I'm not sure what Errol Spence last fought at. Maybe it was junior middle or something.
47, yeah, welter.
Yeah. So he was a welterweight. So he's jumping a couple of weight divisions to have this fight, but he's been out for so long. It's hard to say, but if you go up against the top opposition, basically at that weight division, or some highly competitive guys at that weight division, you're probably going to struggle. But I don't see Errol Spence as probably a natural 160-pounder.
Yeah. There's talk of guys like Lara and those sort of guys that Tim Tszyu could take on. Do you think Tim's ready for those title shots, or would you advise a couple more fights at middleweight to sort of get that synergy going with Jeff as well, the new trainer?
Yes and no. Look, you can always we don't know till it actually happens, right? We don't know till when our expiry date kind of happens. So you've just got to go for it sometimes. And I feel like this is what probably Tim's going to do. He's just going to go, okay, I felt good. I felt strong at this weight. I felt like I handled Spence pretty well. And he'd probably jump up weight and take on someone like a Lara or something if the opportunity kind of comes up. because you don't get these opportunities in boxing every day. So when you get big opportunities, sometimes you just got to take them.
Yeah. Mate, obviously looking back on that Jeff Horn, Manny Pacquiao fight for yourself, did watching yesterday, did that bring back any sort of memories for yourself?
Um,
10 years
Not
almost.
really. I guess the feelings, I guess I do. It does kind of going back because I was kind of imagining how I used to probably watch many Pacquiao fights, even though I was a little bit older. Tim probably used to watch Errol Spence when he was a lot younger and fighting these massive fights. So it was similar in the way that I could see how my Manny Pacquiao fight. It was similar for Tim with this one going. I'm fighting a legend, a past legend of the sport that I can remember looking up to and watching on the screen.
Yeah. Just a word maybe on Tim and I guess him bouncing back, his resilience from the recent years, the losses he's had, the highs, the lows, and to bounce back yesterday with a solid win.
Yeah, look, I only wish the best for Tim Tszyu. As I said, all my past opponents, especially the ones that have beaten me, I want to see them do absolutely fantastic. So I hope Tim keeps doing really well out there and he can climb the ladder back again and get the title back if he wants it. So I just want to see him keep winning.
What do you make of that partnership there of Jeff Fennick and Tim Tszyu? How do you think those two are going to go moving forward? Good start.
Yeah, it's look. Jeff Fennick is a good. Is a great trainer. I don't have too much to do with him in that aspect, but look, I'm sure he's got the experience there and is going to be able to tell Tim a few tricks and what not to do's in the boxing world to go to the next level. And it's probably refreshing at this part of his career to have that change and to have that relationship with someone that he feels like he can trust.
Yeah. Couple more for you, man. Nikita Tszyu, he's set to fight Ben Mahoney, a fellow Queenslander. Made any thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, Ben Mahoney, I've done plenty of sparring with him in the past. He's a good boxer. He's only gotten better over the years, and it's an exciting fight for Australian boxing. Who doesn't want to see it? Everyone wants to see the best versing the best, and Ben Mahoney's one of the best out, like one of our top boxers. So I want to see Ben how he does up against Nikita Tszyu because Nikita's got the name and he's doing some great things, but he probably does have to slowly rise. And I think this is a good part to see where he's at, to see if he can take on someone like Ben Mahoney.
Yeah, the controversy aside in the last Zarafa fight with Nikita, those opening 2 rounds, did you see anything in Nikita in those fights that gives you confidence that he can go up those levels? Like, how far do you think Nikita can take it?
Yeah, look, he looked good. He looked good. He looked strong. I'm sure Zarafa probably felt that power early in those couple of rounds, and yeah, I don't know. He said he was a bit concussed probably after it and wasn't kind of talking straight, but yeah, I guess that will do that to you when you get a couple of big shots from a big Nikita out there. So I don't know. We'll see. It's really interesting, and that's why we love boxing. Is we don't know what's going to happen, and it's just another fight, right? Ben Mahoney, he's a good boxer. We'll see how he goes up against him.
Yeah. Last one for you, then. Jai Opetaia. He's a lot of talk about a fight with David Benavidez down the track. If things can sort of go to plan there, how do you see that fight? That's a cracking fight as well.
Yeah, look, it is a cracking fight. Jai is an absolute weapon. Can't speak highly enough of Jai. He's done some great things in the sport, and I'm sure he can do even more greater things and possibly go up weight divisions and take on massive names like David Benavidez out there. I'd love to see it. I only want to see the best for our Aussie guys out there and hopefully they can climb the mountain, which it's sometimes hard to do, right? But look, Jai has definitely got the mental ability to do that. He believes in himself and he's got so much skill and he's got power. So Jai's got it all.
Legend, mate. Always appreciate your time and thanks for your insight once again.
No worries, mate. Thank you once again as well.
Appreciate it, mate.